Hey, listen. Is it really true that you guys received $5 million from your husband's parents after they passed away?
What?
Oh, I guess I meant that Dave got $5 million from his parents' will, right? Man, but really, who would have thought that his parents had that kind of money just sitting around all the way until their passing? So I wonder why I ended up divorcing a man like him now. Had I known about all that cash, then I never would have left him.
I'm sorry, but who is this?
Oh, I'm sorry for getting so carried away there. I am Dave's ex-wife, Gloria. And you should be Summer, right? You and him got married around 10 years ago, correct?
That's true. But how come you know my phone number? And how do you know about my husband's money that he just received?
There is nothing in this world I don't know about. And one of those things that I started to know about recently was that my ex got married again. I don't get it though, considering he told me that he'd love me forever and ever. Well, this is probably another reason why I chose to divorce him back then.
Well, when you stab someone in the back and then divorce them, they tend to stop loving you anymore.
Huh?
I've heard quite a bit about you myself from Dave. You just got up and vanished one day out of Dave's sight without ever telling him, right? There was another man you ran off with, right? And that's why you left him with a stack of divorce papers on the counter that you had already gone through and filled out. That's all I've heard from Dave about what happened then.
Oh my, so you do know about what happened between us. Well, since you seem to know so much about me as well, that'll help us move this conversation along. There is actually a very good reason for why I'm contacting you today. I'm sorry to ask this, but can you please go tell Dave that he needs to hand me all that money he got from his parents?
What? You want me to tell him that he needs to give you that $5 million?
Yes, that's right. And the reason I ask that is because I'm his ex-wife. I also have a right to that money.
Huh?
I've been trying to contact Dave about this time after time already. But ever since the divorce, he's been ignoring me completely. That's why I had no other choice but to look up his wife's contact info and reach out to her. Therefore, can I ask you to please send him that message I've told you?
Hold on for one moment. Why do you think you have any right to that money he inherited from his parents?
Because I have the right. I mean, back when I was married to him, I had to live together with his parents at their house.
Huh?
Back when living with his parents every day was so hard for me. As his wife, I was forced to do all the chores there. I had to cook for everyone and clean for everyone. Literally anything his parents and him didn't want to do was given to me. But because of all that work I put in, you can say that I was a better caretaker for both his parents than Dave was, right? That's why, as a thank you for all that time and effort I sacrificed, I should be given at least a percentage of that inheritance. As a thank you? I have heard from many people before that as someone who took care of them while they were growing older and older, I have a right to some of their things. So considering that I put in all that work for those two, shouldn't I get something in return now? At the very least. I think $100,000 would be enough to satisfy me.
$100,000 at the very least?
It was so hard having to live with his parents. You should be able to understand where I'm coming from here since you're his current wife. Don't you think that's a fair amount to be asking for right now?
Not at all. The only thing I'm thinking right now is when is this clown going to shut up? I have heard all about the time you had to live with his parents alongside him, and as far as I can tell, what you got in the end is what you deserve. Wasn't the reason for you having to live with them in the first place the fact that you went and used up all of Dave's money that was meant for a new house on yourself? And so as punishment for that, he had you and himself move back in with his parents and made sure they worked you enough to make up for all that money of his.
What? Dave's even gone and told you all about that part as well?
From what all I've been told, you were forcing Dave to work and bring in all his money for your sake. He had even tried to ask you to take some time off from doing the chores if you wanted, as long as you got a part-time job or something to help bring in money for your spending. Yet you never listened to him and just continued to use him as though he was your wallet or something.
That was...
He told me that every time he'd confront you, all you'd reply with is saying that you only wanted to do the most simple chores in the house. Therefore, there was never a moment where you went and helped Dave earn more money for the house by getting a part-time job. And then, when you started to get upset with his parents for working you all the time in their home, you would leave at night to go mess around with another man. So, can you tell me again, Gloria, what part of that is a good enough reason for you getting any bit of that inheritance he got from his parents?
You're a real annoyance, aren't you? Just because you're his freaking wife does not mean you get to talk to me like that. You're the one that ended up marrying my leftovers. So do you really think that someone in your position can talk to me like that right now? Excuse me? I want to talk to Dave about all this, so shut the hell up and go let him know I need to talk. Stop trying to get in my freaking way when all I'm asking for is $100,000 from him.
I wasn't trying to get in the way of you or Dave, to be fair.
Well, then you shut up and do as I asked. Now you go and let Dave know what I've said. You're going to tell him all the details, right? I'm so sorry, Summer. But it looks like I'll be getting that $5 million from Dave after all.
Excuse me?
But this is all because of you as well, right? You went ahead and told him what I was asking for me. You are much like Dave's and my Cupid right now.
I'm not really sure what all you're talking about right now, so could you please walk me through again what happened?
Actually, just a little while ago, I got in touch with Dave again. I thought he was calling me to say that he'd be sending me some money soon, but instead he actually asked to come and see me in person. He said he had some really important stuff he wanted to talk to me about. And considering it had been so long since we last saw one another, he asked if we could talk over lunch or dinner. This has to be him trying to get back with me, right? He's going to come with all that money he inherited and propose to me again like he did so long ago.
I'm not sure that's what's going to happen at all. I'm sure you just have the wrong idea here, so could you please keep all of that to yourself from now on?
Wait, how is any of this the wrong idea? I happen to be prettier than you and use all kinds of higher-end cosmetics than you. I know for a fact that he's going to want to get back with me, and that's why he's coming out to talk with me in person.
Huh?
And another thing with Dave. For the longest time now, he's been ignoring me, right? But when I sent him a picture of myself looking my very best, he started to reply to me again like things had never changed. And that's when he told me he has something he wants to talk about, so we'll meet in public to have that talk.
You sent him a picture of yourself? You would really do something like that to someone else's husband?
Well, starting really soon, he's going to be coming back to me, so what's the big deal? I am so looking forward to the dinner we'll be having soon. I think I'll wear a really nice dress today to prepare for that proposal he has for me. Oh, but there's also a chance that tonight we'll be staying out at some hotel, so I need to be ready for that. I'll make sure to get myself all prepared for that as well now, too.
Would you cut all that out right now? Dave is not going out to see you with the intent of getting back together.
I understand that you want to think something like that, but Dave is back to being focused on me again. That's why after so many years of ignoring me, he's finally stopped trying to evade me and is coming right back. You're going to be tossed aside in only a couple more hours, so you'd better get yourself ready for that divorce.
What?
I need to get a head start on filling out all the papers for our marriage now as well then. He's already putting in all the work to finally come back to me tonight, so the least I could do is get that paperwork already. And then both Dave and all that inheritance will be mine.
Dave's parents are still alive, you know.
What?
I can't do this anymore. There's no way I can ask Dave to go and meet with someone as mentally unstable as you now. So in order to keep him away from you, I'll tell you everything you need to know right now. All of the things you have been confused about this whole time.
Confused about what? By the way, what the hell are you talking about by saying his parents are still alive? Dave just got $5 million as an inheritance from them. If his parents hadn't died, then how would he have been able to get that kind of money from them?
You are partially correct. Dave did in fact get $5 million as inheritance. But whoever told you that that money came from his parents?
Huh? Just by hearing that, wouldn't it normally be the case that he got the money from his dead parents? Let me ask you this, actually. If it wasn't from his parents that he got that inheritance, Then who the hell did it come from?
From your parents, Gloria.
Huh? From mine?
Yes, that's right. Your parents went ahead and gave Dave $5 million after they passed away. It was written in their will that he get that amount of money, so there was no way we could say no to it. The lawyer told us when handing over the money that your parents wanted him to have the money as a way of saying sorry for their terrible daughter, and that even though he wasn't related to them by blood or anything, he was still like a son to them. So that's what ended up happening.
Huh? No way in hell that happened! Stop trying to lie about something as serious as that!
I'm just telling you the truth is all.
How is any of that the truth? My family is just your average family, and neither of my parents would have ever had $5 million just sitting around. And hold on, they aren't even dead yet. So tell me, when did they actually die, and what would have made them give their daughter's ex all of that money? I have no idea what you're going on about right now, and I might consider you more mentally unstable than myself now.
I'm sure to you both your parents may have seemed like any other family, but in reality those two were very good at saving up money. And I'm really sorry to have to break it to you this way, but your parents are long gone.
What? You're really going to continue telling me that sick joke?
This must mean you had no idea what happened then. That's why Dave wanted to meet with you in person. And actually, it was me that convinced him to go out and talk with you in person about all the important details. And, well, that all happened around the same time you sent him that picture of yourself to try and get him to talk. Dave has never ever thought about getting back together with you, and to be honest, he doesn't even really want to see you in person.
Wait a second. It's not that I don't understand you, but rather I'm totally blanking on what's happening right now. What do you even mean when you say that my parents passed away?
Later on, you can listen to what Dave has to tell you when it comes to your parents passing. And when that time comes, you will listen to him in a serious manner and will stop trying to talk about getting back together again, right? Now, I need to get going.
Give me back my inheritance! That $5 million should be going to me! Why do I have to sit here and let that money go to my ex and his wife now?
You already heard about everything from Dave yesterday, right? You never answered any of your family's calls or texts, and so this is what you get for completely ignoring all of them.
Shut the hell up! I'm going to go over there and steal all that money back right now. I'll make sure all $5 million are back in my hands. What? I never actually knew my own parents had all that money saved up before their deaths. I could have sworn they didn't have much money at all, and they never once lived like celebrities or anything like that while I was around. And how was I even supposed to know my dad got into an accident and died, and that my mom became sick a year later and passed from that? How the hell could they just give Dave all their money just because I didn't answer some stupid phone calls? I will not let this happen to me.
If you have some complaints about how things turned out, why don't you go and tell that to their gravestones? They were the ones that chose to give Dave this money, so you have to talk to them.
Shut up! I'm tired of talking about this with you, so get that god-dang money together and wait for me to come over and get it. I'll be bringing a lawyer along with me who knows all about that kind of stuff as well, so you won't be able to say a single thing. I'll make sure that $5 million all comes back to me.
I guess there's really no other option now. You are more than welcome to come here with that lawyer of yours. But know that the moment you step foot on our property, you will be owing my husband $50,000. So if you don't want to pay that, stay the hell away from us. After my last text, I never heard from her again. I told Dave what she'd been saying, just in case, but he wasn't worried. He already got $5 million and didn't care about the $50,000 from her. In fact, he said my remark about it might have been just enough to keep her out of our lives for good. As for Gloria, she started lying to loan sharks, claiming her husband had $5 million coming in and used that to borrow large amounts of money. But once they realized it was a lie, things took a dark turn. She began struggling to outrun them, and recently we heard that some of the people she borrowed from were far more dangerous than she expected. Word is she's no longer in the U.S., likely forced to flee to escape the mess she created. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Dana? It's
Been a while. It's Poppy. Poppy? Wait, is this the same Poppy from school? Is it really you? Yeah, it's me. 7 years, right? Or something like that. I guess it's about that long, yeah. Maybe more. Maybe? What do you mean, maybe? Well, you might find this hard to believe, but I've actually been dealing with memory loss until recently. Wait, what? Memory loss? I know, it's a shock. I totally get why this is all so confusing. I had trouble even recognizing people, and I know it must be hard for you to understand. I don't even know how to respond to that. I'm sorry, but I don't quite know what to say. It's okay, really. The good news is my memory's completely back now. Oh, that's good to hear. So, what's all this about? Why are you contacting me now? Well, the thing is, there's something important I need to tell you, and I didn't know how else to do it but through this message. You'll probably be really surprised, but, well, I'm actually in a relationship with your husband now. What? Wait, what? I know this sounds insane, but you have to believe me when I say that I never intended for any of this to happen. This is not something I planned. I don't even understand what you're saying. You're in a relationship with my husband? But how? Why? Okay, let me explain a bit more clearly. After I lost my memory, I was walking around, not really knowing what was going on. Your husband found me on the street and he helped me. He was so kind to me, stayed by my side, and, well, we ended up growing close. It didn't take long for us to fall for each other. But at that time, I didn't even know who he was. I didn't recognize him as your husband because of my memory loss. I'm still trying to wrap my head around this. I know, it's a lot, but here's the thing. I only recently got my memory back, and when I asked him about everything, he confessed that he was married to you and apologized for what had happened. Wait, so you're saying this all happened while you didn't even know he was married to me? Yes, exactly. And when my memory returned, I realized how complicated everything was. But I also knew that I needed to talk to you and be honest. So here I am, telling you the truth. And now you're telling me this, why? I think you deserve to know. And honestly, I have to ask, I don't want to be in the middle of this mess anymore. I need you to divorce him. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm pregnant with his child. You're pregnant? With his child? Yes, I'm 6 months along. And this child was conceived during the time I didn't even remember who I was. I don't know what to do with myself because I never imagined this was how things would turn out. But the truth is, I can't carry the burden anymore. You want me to divorce him because you're pregnant? I know this is all so much to ask, but it's the only way. I don't want to raise this child in a situation where I feel guilty about everything. I didn't mean for any of this to happen, but now that I'm here, I'm asking you, please, just let him go. Please, and I'm not asking for any alimony. I really don't want to make things more difficult for you. Wait, you're saying you didn't know he was married, but now you want me to just accept this? How do you even expect me to do that? I know it sounds unreasonable, but it was his fault for not telling me the truth. When we were together, he didn't say a word about you. I didn't know any of it. So please, I'm not asking for anything else. I just need you to let him go. I'm asking for the sake of our future, for our child. So you want me to just let him go like that? Because of your memory loss? Yes, I think that's the only way this can work. And you think I'm just supposed to say yes to all of this? No, that's not how it works. You don't just come in here and tell me to divorce my husband because you forgot who you were for a while. I know this is a lot to ask, but please, I really need you to hear me out. I'm not making any promises right now. This is a lot to process. I understand, but please don't take too long. I'm not asking for a huge favor, just for your understanding. I'll think about it, but no guarantees. I need to sort this out and talk to him. This isn't something I can just decide in a day. All right, I'll wait for your response. But please, don't keep me waiting too long. I really need your answer soon. I'll talk to him, but for now I have to go. Goodbye. Sullivan, are you free right now?
Yeah, what's up?
I know this is sudden, but you remember Poppy, right?
Huh? Poppy? Well, I can't say I'd forget her, even if I wanted to. Not in a good way. What's this all of a sudden?
Sorry, I know I'm being a bit abrupt. I didn't really know how to start this, so I just jumped right in.
Did something happen?
Earlier, I got a message from Poppy.
Why? You weren't exactly close, were you?
Yeah, that's true, but apparently she had amnesia until recently.
Amnesia?
Yeah, she said she's got her memory back now, but during the time she lost it, she ended up in a relationship with my husband. And apparently they even had a kid together without her realizing what was happening.
What? Hold up, wait a minute. Back in middle school, Poppy was the reason I almost stopped going to school. Even if this memory loss thing is true, there's no way in hell I'd want to have anything to do with a woman like her. Just thinking about it sends a chill down my spine.
I know, right? I thought it was weird too. But I'm not doubting you, so don't worry.
Oh, okay. I'm glad to hear that.
So now the question is, why would Poppy say something like that?
Now that you mention it, amnesia, huh?
What do you mean?
Well, one of my coworkers said something that's been bugging me.
Coworker?
Yeah, you remember the guy who joined the company a while back, the one who's from our class, the mid-career hire?
Oh, Sammy, you mean?
Yeah, that's the one. He was pretty close to Poppy, right?
I wouldn't exactly call them close, but they definitely spent a lot of time together.
I think I'll ask Sammy about it since he's still working here. He didn't specifically mention Poppy when he vented to me, but it seems like it could be related. I'll let you know what he says when I get back.
Got it. Thanks for looking into it. I appreciate it. Poppy, is now a good time?
Oh, Dana! So you finally decided to get a divorce, huh?
No, I'm not getting a divorce.
What? That's just cruel! Even though it was all during the time I had amnesia, his heart still belongs to me. I love him too. And soon we're going to have a child together. I don't want my child to grow up without a father. So please, just divorce him without any alimony. I am begging you.
No, that's not the issue here. The man you're talking about, he's not my husband.
Huh? What do you mean he's not your husband?
When I got your message, something just didn't sit right with me. Everything felt off from the beginning, and now it all makes sense.
Right?
You're talking about Matt, right? The man you've been obsessing over?
Yes, but
my husband is Sullivan.
Sullivan?
Yes. He's the guy you constantly looked down on and harassed during school. You know, your former classmate, Sullivan, the one you treated so badly.
What? That's insane! But you were engaged to Matt, weren't you? You two were supposed to get married, weren't you?
We didn't.
What?
I broke off the engagement because of Matt's infidelity. It was over long before you came into the picture.
What?
Yeah. And eventually he broke up with the woman he cheated on me with, and now he's married to someone else. He moved on, but not with you.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am. And now I'm married to Sullivan, the one you've tried so hard to put down all these years. And about this whole memory loss story of yours, it's a lie, right?
What?
You've been pretending to have amnesia, haven't you? That's why you came up with all these ridiculous claims. Listen, Poppy. Matt's wife is Amy, the girl who was always your underling back in school.
Amy?
You know, you told Amy your plan, didn't you? The one to get me to divorce Matt without any alimony. You planned on faking memory loss to make me let you off the hook, didn't you?
What? Why would you?
Because Amy now is a colleague of Sullivan at work.
What?
Amy mentioned in a casual conversation at the office that one of her old school friends had done some awful things. Turned out she was talking about you, and one of her coworkers overheard it too.
What?
Amy. Apparently she's still pretty frustrated with how you're always trying to flaunt your old school hierarchy, even now. She doesn't care for the way you treat people, and you haven't changed a bit since back then.
Wait, what? What's going on here? How did it all...
Okay, let me break this down for you. It's getting a bit complicated now. First off, my husband is Sullivan, Matt's wife is Amy, and you were having an affair with Matt and got pregnant. But you want a divorce without alimony because of some elaborate plan you came up with. You were going to fake amnesia to avoid paying alimony, right? But in the end, you tried to carry out that plan on me, someone who's already separated from Matt, and ended up revealing it to Amy, who should have been the one you were trying to manipulate. Got it? Does that clear things up a bit?
Oh.
To put it simply, your misguided plan backfired, and now Amy knows everything. That's the situation, right?
No way. This can't be happening.
Well, Amy herself didn't know that her husband's affair partner was you, but she does now.
Wait, she still doesn't know?
If she had, she'd have confronted you by now. She's not the type to sit back and let someone destroy her family.
So you're telling me Amy is still waiting? Actually, I have a $20,000 debt, but Matt said if I didn't somehow come up with my part of the alimony, I couldn't marry him.
Ah, so that's why you came up with this ridiculous amnesia plan. To get out of your debt and avoid paying your fair share of alimony, right?
Right. I can't possibly come up with alimony on my own right now, so please, don't tell Amy, okay?
I already told her.
What? Why would you do that?
If you have an affair with a married man, you're supposed to pay alimony. It's common sense. You can't just expect to get away with it.
No. Wait,
Oh, and by the way, let me tell you something else.
What?
You know, the reason you got involved with Matt is probably because his parents are rich, right?
Huh?
Well, here's the thing. Matt was cut off from his parents as soon as we broke off the engagement, and he's no longer part of the inheritance.
What?
Also, after blowing through all his family's money, he's in debt to the tune of $30,000 now.
What? Are you serious?
By the way, didn't you have some debts too?
Wait, what?
You two both drowning in debt. Maybe you can help each other out, huh?
Wait, hold on.
Good luck with that.
Wait!
Goodbye. In many ways, things became a complicated mess, but in the end, everything was somehow resolved. The situation had escalated far beyond what anyone could have anticipated, but I managed to find a way to make sense of it all. Amy, Matt's real wife, ended up expressing her gratitude to me, of all people. I never expected that, not in a million years. But there she was, standing in front of me, thanking me for exposing the truth and helping to bring everything to light. It turns out she had no idea about Matt's mounting debts, his past engagement with me, or his current infidelity. She was completely in the dark. Apparently, Matt had painted a very different picture for her. He had spun his own story, told her things that suited him, and left out all the messy details that would have destroyed the illusion of their perfect life. Amy had no idea that he had been lying to her for so long, manipulating the narrative in his favor. He'd even told her a version of events regarding his estrangement from his family that was designed to make him appear as the victim, further cementing the false reality he had created for her. So when everything finally came crashing down, it wasn't just about betrayal. It was about complete and utter deception. Amy was blinded by the truth, and for that, I couldn't help but feel a little sorry for her. She wasn't to blame for Matt's actions, and she had trusted him blindly, only to have that trust shattered when she learned about his lies and indiscretions. As a result of this, Amy decided to take legal action. She filed for damages from both Poppy and Matt. She had every right to, and it seems she didn't hold back. The amount she requested for the compensation was higher than the typical amount people usually ask for in these situations. But considering the betrayal and the extent of Matt's deceit, I think she was justified. There was no way she could have walked away from this unscathed, and perhaps this was the only way she could regain some of the dignity she had lost. The truth was, though, that Matt and Poppy's hell was just beginning. They thought they could keep playing their games and hiding the truth, but now the reality of their actions was catching up with them. Matt's debt had only been a part of the equation. Now there was the financial fallout from Amy's lawsuit, not to mention the emotional devastation that came with being exposed for the people they really were. They had both made choices, and now those choices had consequences they could no longer escape from. But the chaos didn't stop there. As if these things weren't already complicated enough, Poppy went on to give birth to Matt's child. The irony was not lost on me. The woman who had been the cause of so much trouble, the one who had torn apart a marriage and a family, now had a child to raise, and that child would be forever tied to the lies and deceit that had brought about its conception. The news about the baby's birth came as a shock to many. But what truly surprised me was hearing that Matt's cousin and his wife had taken the child in. I never would have imagined that they would be the ones to step up and raise the baby. But when I heard it, it made sense. The couple were known for being sensible, responsible people, nothing like Matt or Poppy. They had good values and a solid foundation, and I couldn't help but think that this child would have a far better chance of growing up in a stable, loving environment with them than with the two people who had created its chaotic existence in the first place. I think, in the end, that was the one piece of good news to come out of all of this. Despite the mess and devastation caused by Matt and Poppy's actions, at least the child would be cared for by people who truly understood what it meant to be responsible. Matt had never been responsible, and Poppy, well, her actions spoke for themselves. But the child wouldn't have to carry the burden of their mistakes forever, and that was something at least. As for Matt and Poppy, their future seemed uncertain. With the debts mounting, the lawsuits piling up, and the damage to their reputations, they were facing a tough road ahead. They couldn't rely on anyone anymore, not after everything had been exposed. The web of lies they had woven had unraveled, and now they had to face the reality of their choices. There was no way to go back, no way to undo the harm they had caused. It's strange to think that for a long time I had been a part of their story without even realizing it. I had been caught up in their games and their manipulation, and it took me a while to break free from their hold. But once I did, once I saw the truth for what it was, I knew I had to take action. It was the only way to protect myself, and in some strange way, to help Amy too. She didn't deserve to be part of their mess, and I knew that exposing the truth would help her reclaim her life. In the end, everything worked out in a way that I didn't expect. Amy got the justice she deserved, Poppy and Matt were left to deal with the consequences of their actions, and the child, despite being born into a world of chaos, was given a chance at a better life. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Lacey! Lacey! Hey, Lacey! Lacey! Come on!
What is it? Why are you yelling like that?
Well, it's your fault for not replying fast enough.
Seriously, I was only gone for like 2 or 3 minutes. Can't you wait a little? Aren't you supposed to be in school right now anyway? Shouldn't you be in class?
The teacher had to go to a sudden faculty meeting, so we've got self-study time.
Uh-huh. Well, just so you know, I'm squeezing in this chat while I'm on a break from work, so if I take a minute or two to reply, maybe don't freak out about it.
Wait, hold up. You're still working?
Yeah, why wouldn't I be?
I thought women who marry rich husbands just quit their jobs and live the dream. Martin's a high earner, isn't he?
I mean, yeah, he makes decent money.
Then why keep working?
Because not everyone marries to become a trophy wife. I studied really hard to get into this industry. This was my goal long before Martin even came into the picture. I'm not giving that up just because I got married.
I guess.
Anyway, was there a reason you blew up my phone, or...
Huh?
I'd like to get back to work sometime today, so if you do have a point, maybe get to it.
Oh, right. I forgot why I messaged you in the first place. Your honeymoon, is it still coming up?
Yeah, it is.
Where are you going?
We haven't finalized anything yet, but both Martin and I have tight work schedules, so we're thinking of doing something short. Maybe a 2-night, 3-day trip somewhere warm.
Warm? You're going south?
Well, I said we're considering it. Nothing's been set in stone. It's just one of the options we're tossing around right now.
So, like, Florida, Texas, Arizona?
Yeah, somewhere along those lines, probably.
Oh, that sounds so fun. I want to dress up like a cowboy. I want to eat real gumbo from the South, and I want to see alligators up close.
Then save up some money and go on your own trip someday.
Wait, you're not going to take me with you?
Why on earth would I do that? It's a honeymoon. That means it's supposed to be just me and my husband. Why would I bring my little sister along? You're in your final year of high school. You should at least understand that much.
Huh. Boo-hoo.
Pouting and sending cutest emojis won't change my mind. You're not coming. Anyway, I'm going back to work now.
You're so stingy.
Lacey, we need to talk. Mom? Wow, okay, it's been a little while. What's going on? I just spoke with Sydney. She told me you refused her request. Huh? Oh, you mean that thing about her wanting to come on our honeymoon? Well, that's right. Don't you think that was cruel? Poor Sydney. Wait, are you serious right now? You're her older sister, Lacey. A big sister should be kind, supportive, understanding. When your adorable little sister makes a simple request, it's your duty to say yes. But your attitude... Honestly, what kind of sister behaves that way? Mom, I already explained this to Sydney, but I'll say it again. A honeymoon is something that's supposed to be just the couple. You know that, right? Didn't you and Dad go on yours as a pair? Oh, please, my brother came along on our honeymoon. Wait, what? He came with you? On your honeymoon? Yes, he did. And Dad was okay with that? Look, Lacey, times change. Times change? Yes, maybe having someone else tag along on a honeymoon is actually modern. You can't just cling to outdated ideas like people used to. This is a world that values flexibility and openness. If you can't adapt to new ways of thinking, how are you going to survive out there? Mom, what are you even saying right now? That's not a fresh perspective. It's a stretch if I've ever heard one. Martin and I want to travel alone, whether that's old-fashioned or cutting-edge or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's our honeymoon, our trip. We get to decide how it goes. But Sydney wants to go with you. Doesn't that mean anything? Okay, let me back up a bit. First of all, we haven't even finalized anything yet. Not the date, not the location, nothing. Really? Sydney only brought it up because I casually mentioned a few places Martin and I were considering. Just casual conversation, nothing locked in, and she took that and ran with it. Oh, well, in that case, it'll be even easier to include her from the beginning. This way you can plan it as a group of 3. I'll let Sydney and Kate know the change. They were asking about it. Excuse me, what? I mean, if you haven't made the arrangements yet, then it makes perfect sense to work Sydney into the itinerary. Hold on, I never said that. I never agreed to include her. You're totally twisting what I said. Oh, don't be so dramatic. It's practically the same thing. It's not the same, not even close. I was talking about potential places for a 2-person trip. What you're doing is inserting a 3rd person and pretending like it's no big deal. It is a big deal. Now, there's no point in whining about it. I've already told everyone it's happening. Wow, so now it's a decision just because you say so? Is this what it always comes down to with you? When things don't go your way, you push harder, talk louder, and pretend that makes it true? Excuse me? You heard me. I'm not a kid anymore. I'm married now, Mom. I've got a husband, a home, a life. So no, I'm not just going to roll over and accept your ridiculous demands like I used to, even if you're my mother. How can you say that? Don't you care about Sydney at all? She's your sister, Lacey. Of course I care about her, but caring doesn't mean I'll ruin my honeymoon to play chaperone. Sydney's not a child. She doesn't need to be glued to my side. And honestly, the fact that she thought this was even an option, that's not on me. That's on you for encouraging this kind of behavior. That's enough! It really isn't. You've spent years expecting me to fall in line with whatever you decide is reasonable. Well, not this time. You don't get to turn my honeymoon into your experiment in family bonding. You are turning your back on your family! No, I'm setting boundaries. Big difference. This honeymoon is for Martin and me. That's the end of it. You don't mean that. Lacey, please, think about your sister. Don't you love her? I do. I really do. But I also love myself and my marriage and my husband. I'm not going to sacrifice that to make everyone else comfortable. So no matter how many guilt trips you try to lay on me, my answer is still no. Lacey! I've said what I need to say. And if Sydney still needs a vacation that badly, maybe you can take her somewhere instead. As for me, I'm going on my honeymoon with my husband, alone. Talk later, Mom. Bye.
Lacey!
What is it? Why are you sending me weird little giggles?
Guess where I am right now?
I don't know, and I don't care.
Come on, you're no fun at all.
I'm busy, so whatever this is, make it quick.
Okay, drum roll, please. I'm currently sitting on a Southwest Airlines flight.
What?
Yep. It's the perfect timing, right? I just graduated high school 2 days ago. Yay me. So I thought, why not treat myself to a little graduation trip? And what better idea than to combine it with your honeymoon?
You what?
I figured you wouldn't tell me anything directly, so I got creative. I mean, you really tried to hide your honeymoon plans, didn't you? So secretive, so sneaky. But you made one fatal mistake, big sis.
I swear to God.
You told Cousin Kate. All I had to do was gently nudge her with a few questions, and boom, she spilled everything. Dates, airline, hotel area, absolute gold mine. Kate actually told you? Yep, and once I had that info, I booked the same flight. Well, technically Mom booked it for me, but same difference. Wait, back up. What do you mean Mom booked it? Oh, she's totally on board with the whole thing. Said it'd be good bonding for us as sisters. She even said she'd cover the flight, and she added that she'd be sending you the bill later. So technically, my graduation honeymoon combo trip, it's all on you. Surprise! Are you out of your mind? You need to turn around now. Even if you come, we're not meeting you. Tisk, tisk. I knew you'd say that. That's why Mom came up with a genius backup plan.
Oh, this should be rich.
I only brought $1 in my wallet. That's right, 1.
You what?
Yep, just a single lonely dollar bill. So even if you try to ditch me, what are you gonna do? Leave your poor little sister abandoned in a strange city with no money? Not even you could be that heartless, right?
I cannot believe this. This is insane.
Nah, this is strategy. Mom called it sisterly insurance. Basically, you have to come pick me up now.
Sydney, listen to me very carefully. Even if you show up, we are not spending this trip with you. Martin and I have been planning this for months. It's our honeymoon, not your joyride. You were never supposed to be part of it.
And yet, here I am. Isn't that funny?
You really think this is okay? That this is normal behavior?
I think it's fabulous. I mean, come on, who wouldn't want to travel with their super cool sister and her rich, handsome new husband?
Unbelievable.
Anyway, let's stop playing hard to get, shall we? You can meet me at Orlando Airport after you land. I'll be the one holding a "Welcome, my wife" sign, just to confuse everyone.
Sydney.
Oh, and don't worry, I packed light. Just 2 suitcases, a carry-on, and my stuffed raccoon. He needs a vacation, too.
Listen to me, I am not joking. Turn around now while you still can. You've completely overstepped here.
Hey, I had a stressful semester. College apps, finals, graduation prep. I deserve this.
Not at my expense.
Relax, Lacey. You'll thank me. Once we're all at the hotel sipping margaritas by the pool, you'll see how great this is. I'll even let you and Martin have 1 whole day alone. 1. That's fair, right?
You seriously think this is a favor?
Think of it as adding a little spice to your trip. Besides, I'm practically family to Martin now, too. He'll understand.
You don't know Martin at all if you believe that.
Wow, you really are tense. All right, I'll let you go for now. I've got a cute guy 2 rows back who keeps looking back at me. I think he's into the whole mysterious girl on a solo flight vibe.
You are not crashing this honeymoon. End of story.
We'll see. Orlando, here I come.
Sydney.
Bye! Text me when you land. Lacey, I just landed at Orlando Airport. Where are you? You were supposed to arrive around 10, right? I'm waiting at the east exit. Come get me already.
I already told you, even if you come, I'm not meeting you.
What? You're seriously saying that now, after I made it all the way here? You heard me, and just like I told you earlier, I only brought $1. 1! You're really gonna abandon your own sister in a place she's never been? Come on, I haven't even eaten yet. I'm starving over here.
Then call Mom and have her pick you up.
Excuse me?
You said you have $1, right? That should buy you a snack or 2.
Lacey, you're not actually going to leave me here, right? You're joking, right?
You flew to Florida on your own without permission, and now you expect me to drop everything in order to cater to you? That's not how this works.
Stop messing around. Just come and pick me up already. I'm at the east exit like I said.
You know what? Let me just say this clearly so there's no room for confusion. I am cutting ties with you and Mom. From today on, we're done.
What?
I've had enough. You throw tantrums every time something doesn't go your way, and Mom always backs you up no matter how ridiculous you're being. She twists logic into knots just to make me look like the bad guy. You two have no idea how exhausting it's been for me all these years, just bending over backwards, swallowing everything, pretending like it's normal.
Oh my god, here we go again, Lacey's dramatic monologue. Enough with the guilt trip already, just come pick me up.
I can't.
Why the hell not?
Because I'm flying to Paris.
Paris?
That's right, Paris.
Wait, what happened to going to the south for the honeymoon? Florida, Texas, Arizona?
Those were just potential destinations during the planning phase. And in the end, we postponed the honeymoon anyway.
Postponed?
Yeah, Martin and I suddenly had an opportunity come up and we had to move fast.
Wait, what does that mean?
It means we're moving to Paris. Starting today, we're basing our work there. You know, we're both in the fashion industry. This is huge for us.
So, you're really going?
Yes, this is goodbye, Sydney. I'm going to be living in Paris from now on, and I don't plan on coming back. At least not in any way that involves you.
You're kidding.
If I do return for any reason, it'll be short and quiet, and I won't be calling. I won't be visiting, I won't be meeting up.
Come on, stop joking. This isn't funny.
This isn't a joke. I mean it. This is the end of the road.
You can't just decide that on your own.
Actually, I can, and I already did. Dad's supporting my decision too.
Dad is?
He understands why I'm doing this. Oh, and you might want to know, he's thinking about divorcing Mom.
What?
Yeah, pretty much for the same reasons I just listed. He's had enough of her controlling, manipulative behavior. He said he was going to hand her the divorce papers this morning, so I imagine the house is lively right about now.
You're lying.
I don't need to lie. I've got nothing left to prove to any of you.
Lacey, wait.
No, my flight's about to board, so I'll have to cut this off here.
You're at the airport? You're seriously there right now?
Of course, Martin and I are waiting at the gate. We'll be in the air in less than 30 minutes.
But what about the arrival time? Kate said.
Kate? Oh, sweetie. Kate's a bit of a chaotic one. She kept trying to fish for details, so I gave her vague answers. I figured she'd do her own wild math and pass whatever she thought she knew on to you.
So she never had the real plan?
Not even close. We purposefully kept everything under wraps for this exact reason.
Lacey, please, you can't just leave me here.
I already did. There's nothing more I can do for you.
But
Here's the last thing I'll say. Call home. Beg Mom to find someone who can come get you. That's your only option now.
Lacey, don't do this, please. Just...
Goodbye, Sydney. Take care of yourself.
Lacey, wait!
I ended up hearing about what happened afterward from my father. Apparently, when he told my mother he wanted a divorce, she didn't take it seriously at all. In fact, when he handed her the papers, she just smirked and signed them on the spot, thinking it was some kind of bluff or empty threat. According to Dad, she even laughed as she did it, saying something like, "Go ahead, see if I care." She never thought he'd actually go through with it. But he did. Without any hesitation, he filed the papers the very next day, and that's when she panicked. By the time it hit her that this wasn't just a game or tactic to scare her, it was already too late. The divorce was official, and everything had started moving forward. Now she's apparently living all alone in a cheap apartment on the outskirts of town. No one visits her, and from what I've heard, she spends most of her days sulking and complaining about how unfair everything is. As if she wasn't the one who drove it all to this point. As for my younger sister, she didn't end up staying with our mother earlier. It turns out that my grandmother, my father's older sister, went to pick her up shortly after the divorce was finalized. But instead of taking her back to our childhood home, she made arrangements to keep her far away from our mother. Grandma made it clear she was cutting my sister off from that toxic environment. Apparently, she's going to have my sister start working at her husband's factory. She says it's time someone taught her some real-life discipline and responsibility, away from the endless pampering our mother always enabled. Honestly, looking at how things turned out, our family scattered and separated, maybe it was for the best. A dysfunctional family pretending to be whole isn't a real family at all. James, I'm confident you'd go out to have dinner with me tonight. You've said no to me 45 times in a row. I'm starting to get tired.
Good evening, Miss Brittany. I'm very sorry, but I'm just an employee working at your father's company. No matter how many times you ask me, I have no other choice but to say no.
Listen, James, because you're working at my father's company, you have to grant his daughter's wish.
That does not make sense.
Plus, we've gone on a date once, so why are you rejecting our second date?
No, that was... When I was at a cafe on the weekend, we coincidentally ran into each other, and you sat with me at the same table without asking me. I don't think we can call that a date.
Oh, how mean. We ran into each other, so we decided to have a cafe date.
No! First of all, I was waiting for someone there that day. You forcefully invited yourself, so I had to cancel my plans with that person.
That means you prioritized me over that person.
No!
I know you have feelings for me. You better give up and accept my love for you.
I have no other choice. I'll tell you something.
Oh, looks like you're finally going out to have dinner with me.
I have a girlfriend.
Huh?
I was waiting for her at the cafe that day to go on a date with her. But if you ran into my girlfriend that day, I knew things would get more complicated. So I texted her and changed our plans for the date. By the way, I went to see her after we said goodbye.
What do you mean? Who the hell is she?
She's no stranger.
Then answer me. What is her final educational background? What is her name? Does her father own a company too?
I can't just tell you someone's private information.
If you don't want to tell me, that means she's just a poor little girl in the lowest part of the social hierarchy.
Why would you think so?
I bet she thinks that dating an ace of the marketing department like you with a bright future would make her rich and proud. I know she has these typical ideas in her mind as a poor girl. You should dump someone like her.
She's not someone like that.
You're being deceived, James. Don't date an impolite, dumb, and impoverished girl like her. I'm a CEO's daughter, and I am clearly a better match for you.
I'm sorry, but I can't see a future with someone who says bad things about her.
Huh?
No matter how many times you ask me on a date or dinner, I will never say yes.
Hey, James.
I have plans to go see her after this, so goodbye.
What are you saying? If you marry me, you're promised the position of CEO. How come you choose that poor girl over me? James! I'm definitely gonna make you break up with the girl. James, can I talk to you for a second?
What is it?
We're gonna make plans for our marriage.
Huh?
First of all, you have to break up with the impoverished girl from the lowest part of the social hierarchy who I don't even know about. As a reward, I'll give you $5 million. How's that? This offer must make you want to date me. There's no way you'll refuse this offer.
No, thank you.
Huh?
Where is the $5 million coming from?
What? My father is going to pay for it. My father does everything for me whenever I ask. When I asked him that I needed $5 million, he transferred the money to my account in an instant. Someone so grand like him is on my side. If you refuse to date me, a smart person like you must know what would be waiting for you.
Are you threatening me?
Don't make me sound like a bad person. Also, if you marry the CEO's daughter, you're promised with the position of the next CEO. You can succeed in life so easily. There's no better offer for you.
I've heard that the next CEO is already decided.
If I ask him, he'll change his plans. I'm confident that he actually wants my partner to take over his business in the future.
I doubt it. The present CEO can't make the decision alone. Everyone in the company knows who's going to be the next CEO. But if he changes the decision just because he adores his own daughter, that would cause trust issues for the company.
You can just try your best once you become the CEO and get back the trust.
Managing a company is not that easy.
Gosh, just ignore the small details. Today is our first day as a couple with future plans to get married soon. If you say no, I'll ask my father to fire you.
He's not someone who would do something like that.
What?
It's true that he spoils you, his only daughter, as a father, but he's the type to value ability in terms of work without the interference of his personal matters. He decided the next CEO based on his beliefs as well. I think it's best if you don't act recklessly in a way that might affect his business management.
Who do you think you are? You and I are dating. This is decided. I will talk to my dad about our marriage plans. You better break up with your poor girlfriend by the end of today. Hey, James! When I told my father about our marriage, he told me you already had a fiancé. Have you not broken up with that poor little girl yet?
Yes, I'm dating her.
I don't want you to cheat on me.
I'm not cheating on anyone.
Then you broke up with her.
I meant that you and I are not dating.
We promised each other to get married.
You're just making a fuss about it being decided alone. I'm going to marry my girlfriend.
You are so mean. I'll ask my father to fire you. I hope you hit rock bottom in life with your poor little girlfriend. If you had agreed to marry me, you would have been able to become the next CEO. Serves you right.
You don't know who the next CEO is?
Huh? I've decided that you're going to be the next CEO once you marry me, so you know that there's no point in the decision the company made about who to make the next CEO.
No, you can't change the company's decision. Plus, the next CEO is my girlfriend.
Huh? What? What are you saying?
You might not be involved in managing the company, but it's about your own father's company. How about you show some interest as a relative?
Huh? What do you mean?
I just told you.
What about? I'm asking what you meant. There's no way my father would make your poor girlfriend from the lowest part of the social hierarchy the next CEO.
The next CEO is Taylor.
Huh? Taylor? That Taylor?
Yes, your cousin Taylor.
What do you mean? She's only a high school graduate, a poor girl from the lowest part of the social hierarchy. It doesn't make sense for someone like her to be the next CEO.
She has been trying her best since she started working for the company.
What?
She didn't get into the company using connections. She passed the entrance exam herself. She was always in the top 3 employees who got the best results in the marketing department, and she has good reviews from her clients as well. But she never rested on her laurels and continued to gather useful information for her job, researched the latest trends, and came up with innovative projects one after another, and contributed to the company's growth greatly. Her efforts and abilities were recognized, and she was chosen to be the next CEO.
Huh? Wait a minute. Taylor was one of our employees?
Yes.
The embarrassment of the family from the lowest part of the social hierarchy.
The reason she got a job after graduating high school was because it was financially difficult for her family to pay for her university tuition after her father, your uncle, passed away. And because someone needed to support her family financially, I feel proud of her.
You've got quite a taste if you prefer to date poor girls.
Someone like you who's been playing around without getting a job even in your 30s, taking advantage of being born as the CEO's daughter, has no right to tease Taylor's hard work.
Excuse me? Who do you think you are? You were also attracted to her position as the next CEO.
I know Taylor since before she started working for this company.
What?
The woman who I fell in love with ended up being chosen as the next CEO. I know I should continue making an effort to stay worthy as her boyfriend. I know that it's not easy, but I've made my decision to marry her.
What the hell? I'll ask my father to cancel everything.
You don't have to do that.
Huh?
The CEO is here to witness our texts.
What?
The CEO called Taylor and me. He wanted to make sure what was happening after you announced that you're getting married to me.
Wait a minute.
I told him about you hitting on me and showed him all the conversations we had on messages.
My father just texted me. No way. He texted saying that he'll make me work at one of his small companies. He's gonna stop giving me pocket money.
After I told him about everything, he regretted spoiling you too much.
No, I'm the CEO's daughter. Why do I have to get a job?
That isn't a sufficient reason for you to not get a job.
I don't want to.
Nothing will change even if you say that to me.
I don't want this.
The CEO told me that I don't have to deal with you anymore.
Wait.
I'll block you now. The reason why she had such a selfish personality was not just because her father spoiled her, but it's certain that this is going to be a huge problem for her. The CEO regretted many of his decisions, so as he announced, he made her get a job at one of his smaller companies. But it takes time for a spoiled personality to change, so she acted all bossy from her first day at work, saying she was the CEO's daughter. But her father had notified the employees beforehand that they didn't have to go easy on her, so they would act indifferent even if she reminded them that she was the CEO's daughter. They're being very strict with educating the new employee. She's under surveillance, so she can't even try to escape, and it looks like she's struggling to work her job every day.